not going to tell me. Oh, actually, tier 1 resource requires level 1 planet to produce. It won't even produce until it's level 1. That's what it is. It's not about exporting it. It won't even produce this stuff until it's a level 1 planet. That's why it does that. So, then tier 2 has even higher requirement. Like here's a tier 2 planet. Tier 2 requires a level 2 planet to produce. Now if we see this one is already a level 1, it says required for level 2. It just needs more food. But really, it needs food and a trade good to be a level 1, to be a level 2 planet. It produces its own trade goods, so that's fine. But then that would mean I couldn't use this to export somewhere else. So maybe we do want to level this up on its own. This first system is kind of a bad example of how this works.
Yeah, no, I really like the UI on the colonization.
Yeah. So I just click those and I hit C, and you get the little yellow arrow. That means that I am colonizing these planets now. So the closest planet that has a population enough to colonize is going to start sending stuff. Now, so there is actually something. This guy barely has enough, so he's going to start doing it slowly. This dot 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 menu on the right, actually all these menus on the right are your quick menus. They're very useful. You want to try to get used to those and hover over the little end tab on them, the far leftmost section of it, so you can see what they are. Unused resources is very important. That lets you know what you've got that you can export somewhere. It looks like I've got IPCAC 4 and IPCAC 1 are both able to, or it's actually IPAC. They're both able to colonize, so we're simultaneously colonizing these two planets. So that's cool. That's making that happen faster. Guys, feel free to ask questions in chat. Evoin, you are new and you had some questions. So let's see, what did you ask specifically? You're not sure how to construct ships, not sure what planets are doing and how long it'll take for them to upgrade. Pretty much every aspect of the game confuses you. Alright, if you're still very new at it, don't worry about constructing ships, or I don't know if you mean designing ships. Ship design, don't worry about it at the start. Stick with the basic ships right now. Aha, I can import designs that I've done from other places. That's great. But you start off, that's cool. I was wondering about that. Alright. But if you wanted to know how do you actually build a ship, first off, the colony ship thing, that was already taken care of. You see that's colony ships are auto built. They just filter out a little bit at a time. It's like a tenth of a unit per. As far as leveling up a planet, it goes fast. You don't need to pay attention too much. What you do want to do is let's find something I want to level up. I think actually I'm going to change how I'm doing this. So this needs to be level 1. So that's fine. It's importing that. We're not going to level this up further. We're going to use this and send it here to IPAC 1.
If you level up a planet, you need to send them the food and the water. And if they're level 1, you
right.
further need to send these resources, or you
yeah, there's gonna be more resources for each level. Now here's the thing. Okay, to level from 0 to 1.
Down if you cut the support.
What's that? Yeah, it will level down if you cut the support, and the population will start dwindling. If they've already built pressure buildings that rely on that level of population, you're going to start losing money. It's going to start hurting. Now, it may not be that bad, but it's just, you want to watch out for that. So let's focus on first thing. We've got these planet. Let me colonize this plastics one here. This will be a level 0 planet. I can show you guys a lot easier since we kind of zipped through that. But to get any planet from level 0 to level 1, they just need food and water. You'll only need one source of water to any planet ever. So once you're going from from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, you'll never need more water. But you're gonna need food for every level. One food for every level.
Okay.
So that's going to increase each time. So you already, if you're at level 1, you already have one food there, and you're going to level 2, you're going to need to add an additional food. So level 2 requires 2 food. Level 3 requires 3 food in total, not additional. So it's just 1 food per level. That's that. You're also going to need a trade good for every level past 0. 0 doesn't need a trade good. Level 1 requires 1 tier 1 trade good and 1 food to go to level 2. So if we look at one of our level 1s, like this one right here, it requires 1 food and 1 tier 1. It already has the water and a food right here. So there's that additional food and 1 trade good. Now, what we're doing is we're actually going to send our stuff here. So currently, my main planet produces meat, and it also, main planet is odd. It's the only one that's going to produce water automatically, a non-exportable water. So it has its own water and it has its own meat supply. So it's instantly a level 1 by itself without any help. So you send it a trade good, you send it a food, and it's good to go. So I've got this food here. We're going to bring it on over. Now it just says needed 2 population briefly, and it usually it takes a little bit longer. But now it's ready to go to level 2. It actually technically is level 2, and it now has a population max of 8. So the population is going to slowly start climbing until it reaches that maximum of 8. As that happens, we're also going to get more squares here. This is developed land. And so we have, this is forest, this is volcano. You can't actually build on volcano except for forges. Here are your buildings here, by the way. You got a number of buildings. Most of them you're not going to really have a huge need for, honestly. They're good. I actually didn't notice that we could build... Oh, that's cool. That's a nice defensive thing. It's expensive. It'll take some time. It's not that bad, actually. This planet starts with a factory on it. You can build factories on planets. That gives you labor. That allows you to build orbitals and ships and things like that. You don't need labor for most of these buildings except for apparently the forge and the artillery cannon. This hammer is it requires labor. The other stuff does. Most of your other planets are not going to be able to build these things at all because they don't have labor. You'll need to first build the factory, and then you can do that. It is best to build any of these buildings on the developed land. So we're going to have more squares here as we get more populous. We're getting more cities. 1 city equals 1 billion population. Each of this number stands for 1 billion. So we can have 8 billion on this planet once it's full. There's a new block there that's coming in there. If you want to drop down like a mega farm or something, I highly recommend putting it on here. Keep it inside of the grid. It's a 3x3. So you want to keep it inside that grid, and it's okay to build over your cities and destroy the buildings. They'll rebuild all those little buildings that they built automatically. So cities will rebuild, and it's not going to drop your population. They just take care of it. It's fine. The reason why you want to do this.
Put in so if you've got a 2x2, but you only put it into 3 blocks.
Say you only have a 2x2 developed already, but you're trying to put a 3x3 down?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? It's doable. It's just going to cost more. I was getting to the reason why, and you'll see if you're looking at the stream, you'll see that if I put it here in the right spot, it has the number 120k over 100k. The first number is how much it costs right now to build it. The second number is its upkeep, what it's going to cost every round. Your rounds are every 3 minutes, by the way. So that means it's going to cost me 120k to build it right now. Then it's still going to cost me 100k every 3 minutes to maintain this building. Now watch what happens if I move it off the grid. Because this is forest, it still only costs 120 to build. This is unique because I got so much forest here. And that's specifically because if you look at Mega Farm, reduced build cost on forest. So anywhere in the forest, the build cost is going to be like you're building it on developed land. but the upkeep is 190. That's almost double. So put it in a developed land, your upkeep's going to be cheaper, and your cities will just move. So, and if you build it, if you don't build it, if you just move it off like one square, like right here, now my upkeep is 110 versus the 100. So for every square off, it's going to add another 10k. So if I move it over here to the left, and I've got it on 6 developed squares and 3 undeveloped squares, it's now 130 to upkeep. So that's going to increase your upkeep by 10k for every square that you're not doing it. If it's not on any developed, it's 90k. So that's all those squares. They cost an extra 10k per square of undeveloped. That's specifically for the mega farm. I can't say that it's always 10k for every building you do, but that's the generic what I'm seeing here. No matter what you're building, there will be a cost increase for every square on undeveloped land.
Upkeep is the mechanic for off-development squares.
Right. Well, it's okay. Upkeep happens no matter what, but yeah, it's going to affect. It's going to affect your build cost in normal cases. This is a weird case. Let me look at another planet, because like here is desert. Okay. Try to build a mega farm off here. Now I don't have a lot, but the build cost goes up. You don't want to build any buildings right now. Don't be building buildings right now. I should have said that to start. I was just showing you the examples. You're gonna start going broke if you do that. Now, did you put a research lab on a crystal, or did you just put one down?
I just put one down.
Okay.
I'm not quite going broke, but I'm in the red, but I'm kind of balanced within the red right now.
Now, we just had a new round. Do you now have money again?
No, my money is the same as my. I'm in debt.
Okay, then you either need to sell some stuff, or you need to start getting your population up. Okay, so you're probably fine for a minute, but you need to get out there and do some things. And I haven't seen. Okay, I still got these guys exploring.
Yeah, I was aggressive in expansion right now.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Bad, I know.
Because, okay, click on the planets tab at the top, the little green tab. Click on that, then click on income. Now you're going to see that all these planets, all these low-level planets, are all 0 planets. 0 levels. If you hover over them, you'll see that they have one population of 1. That means they're a level 0. And they also are going to be having negative 80k. Yeah, if you click on income, their money, it should be negative 80k. If it's lower than that, that means you built buildings on them, and that's really hurting you. Like right now, I have several planets that are negative 80k, but I have one that's 250 and one that's 55. I only have 2 planets that are making me money, but that's actually keeping me afloat for all these other ones, because that's 80. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 8 is math. It should be 24, 48. Should be 48. Yeah. 480. So I'm losing 480 off of these planets here that I'm not doing anything with yet. But what my one main planet is already taking care of that by being a level 2 planet. It makes money. So you just need to go. You make sure your main planet is leveled up. Have you done that yet? Have you gotten a level 2?
Not yet.
That's your first goal. Get a level 2 planet. So make that happen. You need to get your close. You should have a tier 1 trade good in your home system. Okay. Like, let me see, where are you at? Okay, you're. Yeah.
How do I get back to the star map?
Click on the leftmost tab. It probably has the name of your system. It's like Volo is what your home system is. If not, just click on that orange tab, the leftmost tab.
Okay, yeah, it's Volo.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking at Volo right now, and I'm gonna ping that right there. Volo 4 is where you have plastics. You need to import. Actually, you're exporting your shit. Okay, you're exporting your shit to the electronics planet that you have over here. And I would not do that right now. And it's not necessarily horrible, but I would say right click on